I think it's time that I share with you some of the real depth now about how this technology works, especially for DNA activation. You've got some of the basics down to at least start grasping the start of how this works. This is phenomenal stuff for understanding you and how to unlock yourself and your potential. Remember before I talked about these processes? One through 9, 0 which is nothing, 10 which is everything. In other words, 0 is basically black, it's darkness. 10 which is light, it's got everything in it. It's intelligence, it's consciousness. 1 through 9 is simply the process to get there. Well, remember earlier when I drew this out? This diamond here, this down here was 0, this is 5, this is 10. And I said there's this whole process of development, and that vibration, which I drew as a full spectrum vibration, and at 5 you're at your peak of your experience. Well, the technology walks you through these processes, literally going from 0 to 10. If you've already achieved a point anywhere between 0 and 10, the technology just picks up where you left off. Halfway through is where you have the most energy consumed. The DNA activation process is literally going through 3 billion rungs of coding and going through each single one of them and going from 0 to creating the experience, which is 5, to closing the experience back down, which is 10. Completing it. Every time we clear a memory and we gain that truth, we make that connection inside, we do 1 rung. There's 3 billion of them. Let me say that again. There's 3 billion of them. I used to do easily 2 to 6 hours of processing memories a day. And after about 6 years' time, I started to realize, hey, wait a sec. There's never an end of memories. In fact, they get generated faster than I can clear them. And I started thinking there's got to be a faster way to do this. There's got to be a quicker way. And that's when I started developing the technology to automate the process. But what's in here is absolutely amazing. I told you I was going to teach you the consciousness system a little deeper. Well, I'm going to do that right now. What we have is unconscious, semi-conscious, conscious, subconscious, higher consciousness. Okay? Unconscious, semi-conscious, conscious, subconscious, higher consciousness. Unconscious is 0. Remember, it doesn't really exist here. It's closed down. You don't know that you don't know it. It doesn't exist inside your mind. Semi-conscious, usually don't see events leading up to the event. In movies, they build that in. It's called foreshadowing. It's to help immerse us so that when the actual climactic moment happens, we can easily absorb into it and become one, as if that's our experience, as if when watching a movie. Well, life also does it to prepare us so that when that moment happens, we can just jump right in and go. Conscious is when that moment is actually happening and you're immersed in it. Subconscious is after that event has passed. Subconscious is a cold mechanical machine. In order to pass from this state to subconscious, you have to clear out the emotion so that you can see the information and the system behind it and make the perceptions, or create the new perceptions, become aware of other people's perceptions, create new vibrations or strands of information and understanding. And of course, when you get 3 or more different perceptions, you have a closer dial-in on the truth. And when you get the truth, that's when you get those tingles and chills throughout your body, and you get it and you're like, yeah! And it feels fantastic. And then all of a sudden it's gone. You know that moment where your brain's thinking and it's processing, it's pulling together all these pieces of information. It's all coming together at once. You can see it all at once. All of a sudden it comes and it hits you and you get those rush down through your body. You're like, yeah, and it feels so good, and you're looking, you're like, what was that again? Why? And you can't really remember for a few moments because it already closed up. That's the higher consciousness. Now you are intelligent. You've just opened consciousness. You've just hit 10. So it disappears. It closes down until you recall it. Consciously recall it. Otherwise, it just stays closed.